Hey, my name is Carla Obispo, and I'm going to be your IELTS instructor for tonight. So, tonight we are going to talk about IELTS Writing Task 1. Okay, so I hope that you have your pen and paper with you. Later on, we're going to have some exercises about the IELTS Writing Task 1. Okay, so before we start, let me first ask you about your prior knowledge about IELTS Writing Task 1. What is the minimum word count for IELTS Task 1? Anyone? Type it on the chat box. How many words? Correct, Stephen. Okay. You need to write at least 150 words. That's right. Okay. How many minutes should you spend in writing for Task 1? Okay, that's right. So you should spend only 20 minutes here. So in the IELTS writing task 1, this is an academic task that tests your ability to describe and summarize data, trends, or information accurately and clearly. As I've mentioned, you have to describe and summarize. You're not going to make any subjective comments or opinions. This is highly objective. Okay, so now there are different types of visuals. We have bar charts where you compare categories whether with vertical or horizontal bars. We also have line graphs. You have to identify the trends. Okay, we also have pie charts. This one represent portions of a whole. Okay, tables present raw data in rows and columns, diagrams or process. This one has steps or maybe how something is made, how something works, and lastly, maps. Okay, so you will be asked to describe the present and the past, or the past and the present, or the present and the future. Okay, so those are the different types of visual information that you may encounter in IELTS Writing Task 1. So today, we're going to do some practice tests on how to address them. Okay? As we've mentioned earlier, you only have 20 minutes for Task 1 and you should write at least 150 words. Okay. So here are the skills required in IELTS Writing Task 1. Okay. Number one, data interpretation. In task one, you have to identify the key trends, the differences, and comparisons. You also need to summarize. You have to focus on the most important information rather than writing everything that you see on the graph or on the chart. Okay? You also need clarity and conciseness. You have to write clearly and concisely without unnecessary repetition. And lastly, organization. You have to structure your writing in a logical way. So again, okay, you start with introduction, and then overview, and then body paragraph 1 and 2. Okay, so this is the structure of your response. Introduction, so what is it, what the visual is showing. Don't copy the task, you have to paraphrase it. Overview, summarize the most important or significant trends, changes, and differences. And body paragraph, break down specific data or steps into paragraphs. Okay, so you must highlight comparisons and contrast or provide details on key features. So next, okay, key factor, okay, another criteria in IELTS writing is the language and vocabulary. So you have to use a variety of sentence structures and vocabulary. For example, you are asked to talk about a map. We do not say to the left and to the right. Okay, we use north, south, east, west. Okay, there are specific vocabulary for each type of each type of visual information. For example, you are talking about a pie chart. You will not always use a number like 25%. Sometimes you have to use a quarter, half of the population, one fifth. Okay, you may use those key phrases. Okay, so avoid using personal opinions. You have to stick to objective reporting. So your subjective opinions, save it for part two. Okay, in task one, it's highly objective. So use appropriate tenses, especially in line graph. Sometimes you are going to talk about the future, or maybe sometimes you will compare it to the past. So you have to be consistent with your tenses. Include comparative language, and for trends, you may use words like increase, decrease, fluctuate, stabilize. As I've mentioned, there are specific vocabulary words for each type of visual information. Okay, so how will you be graded? So task achievement, whether you were able to write at least 150 words. Okay, so whether you cover the main points and you summarize the information. Number two, coherence and cohesion. Is your paragraph logically arranged? Okay. So are you using cohesive devices? On the other hand, moreover, in addition, for instance, something like that. So next is lexical resource. This is the range and accuracy of your vocabulary. And grammatical range and accuracy, this is your sentence structures. Sentence structures and grammar. Okay. So here are the common mistakes to avoid. Okay. Number one, okay, ignoring the overview. Okay. Always provide an overview or summary of the most important trends or features. Okay, as I've mentioned, what is the essay structure? Kindly type it on the chat box. What will be the essay structure for your IELTS writing task 2? You start with introduction and then kindly type it on the chat box. Okay, that's correct, Peter. Okay, so introduction, overview, body paragraph A and B. Correct. So, number two, avoid being too detailed or too vague. Okay, so don't describe every single number. You have to focus on the key points. Number three, copying the task prompt. Don't do that. Okay, paraphrase instead of repeating the phrases directly from the question. Okay, number three, using the wrong tense. Make sure that you use the correct tense when you describe a data. And lastly, stick to factual information. Don't include your personal opinions or personal ideas. Okay, so very good. Peter, Sammy, and Linda, please stick to that essay structure. Okay, so now, okay, let's talk about, okay, if the year or what tense do we use when the year is not given in the data? Use the present tense. Okay. So now, so this will be our practice strategy. You have to familiarize yourself with different types of visual information. Okay. So as I've mentioned earlier, we have different types. Okay. Line, bar, pie. Okay. Practice under time constraints. 20 minutes only. Okay. Focus on identifying key points, information, and avoid giving unnecessary details. But specifically, if those are not on the graph. Okay. Lastly, get feedback to improve clarity, structure, and language accuracy. So, all of you, you can submit your essays to your respective instructor. Okay. So, those are included in the coaching sessions. So, now, okay, let's practice. So I'm going to flash some sentences and let's identify the errors. Okay. How about this one? The graph showing the number of tourists visited in the city between 2005 to 2015. Which is incorrect in this sentence? This is our warm up. Okay, that's right. The tenses. So instead of showing, what do we replace it with? Showing is one thing. Okay, we replace it with shows. What else? Is there anything else? The graph shows the number of tourists visited the city. I think there's one more error. Yeah. Who visited? That's right. Okay. So in here, okay, the graph shows the number of tourists who visited the city between 2005 and 2015. Okay. So tourists who visited. Okay. Okay. How about this one? There is a steady increase. How about the others? It should be past tense. Okay. So we replace is. Okay. A steady increase is singular. So we use was. Okay. There was a steady increase in the number of cars sold in 2020. Okay. So replace is to was. Okay. How about this one? The bar chart illustrates how much money did people spend on different activities. Okay. So we use did if there is a question. Okay. So since this is a declarative sentence, okay, we just remove did. Okay, correct. Okay. How much money people spent. Okay, correct. Okay. How about this one? In 2000, the amount of energy consumption were lower compared to 2010. Okay. So the subject is the amount of energy consumption. Okay. So the amount of energy consumption is singular. So we use was. Okay. So those are simple grammatical mistakes, but then it gives you a deduction if you don't know to figure out which tense is correct. Okay, that's right. How about this one? This is just our warm up. Okay. So the percentage of elderly population in the country have been rising over the past 2 decades. Mm-hmm. How about the others? Okay. So when we say percentage, it's singular. Okay. So it should be has instead of have. Correct. Okay. So, all right. Now, how about this one? Sales of smartphones increased rapidly in 2008 before declined sharply in 2019. There are two words that you need to change here. Mm-hmm. So increase can be changed into increased. Okay. Before what? Before decline? Yes, it should be before declining. Okay. So the sales of smartphones increased rapidly before declining sharply. Okay, that's right. How about this one? About pie chart. The pie chart shows the proportion of water usage in different sectors, including domestic, agricultural, and industry. So the thing here, we need to make it parallel. Okay? So if the examples are nouns, it should be nouns, not adjectives. I think this one is a bit tough. Okay. Anyone? Mm-hmm. The pie chart shows the proportion of water usage, okay, in different sectors, including, okay, domestic, agricultural, and industry. So it's not parallel. How can we make it parallel? The three words, the three sectors. Anyone? Any guess? Mm-hmm. Actually, including is correct already. Okay. So this is the correct answer. It should be domestic, agriculture, and industry. Agricultural is an adjective. So we use domestic noun, agriculture noun, industry noun. Okay. So it should be agriculture. We have to make the examples parallel. Okay. So, okay, I already clicked it. Okay, so this one, the population of CTA grew by 15% while the population of CTB remained stable. Stable is incorrect. Okay. Here's another one. Okay. Before 1990 and 2000, the employment rate rose significantly, reached its peak 1999. This is the second to the last. Which one is incorrect here? It should be, okay, I can see two answers. It should be reaching or reached or reach. Three answers already. Okay. So it should be reaching. Okay. So the employment rate rose significantly, reaching its peak in 1999. Okay. Because, okay. So it should be continuous form because it's following rose. Okay. Rose significantly, reaching its peak. Okay. Last one before we do another set. Okay. So this one, okay, the amount of plastic used to produce packaging materials has been increased by 50% since 2015. Mm-hmm. Okay. How about the others? Okay, it should be has increased because been is unnecessary. Okay, so the amount is singular. The amount of plastic used to produce packaging materials has increased. Okay, so the amount is the subject, so it should be singular. Okay, been is unnecessary. Okay, okay, now let's practice. Okay, so this is a bar chart. Okay, when we start, okay, the essay, we should start with introduction. Okay, so now what I want you to do is to paraphrase the first sentence, the sentence above, make it an introduction. Type it on the chat box. Okay, so let's do it together on the first time. Okay, so here, um, what can we replace for the word shows? What word can we replace for shows? Illustrates. Yes. What else? Displays. Gives information. Okay, great. How about okay. So now, let's try to paraphrase the sentence there. Let's make an introduction. Okay, the bar chart gives information about the weekly download rate of three computer packages such as JavaX, ActiveX, Java, Net over a 5-week period. How about you? Kindly paraphrase. Okay, so this is my introduction. I change shows to illustrates. Okay, so instead of um, over 5 weeks, I said over a 5-week period. Okay, how about you? You may type your answers on the chat box. Anyone? Okay. The chart illustrates the weekly download in thousands of three computer packages over a period of 5 weeks. Okay, that's great, Mercy. However, I want you to work on capitalization and punctuation. Okay. The bar chart displays weekly downloads of uh, three computer packages in thousands in a span of 5 weeks. Make sure that you don't change the meaning. So computer packages must be together, Ruth, and then in thousands is after packages. Okay. Irene, the bar chart below illustrates weekly computer packages download from the internet over a period of 5 weeks. Okay, that's a good one. Peter, the bar graph elucidates the frequency of downloads in thousands of three computer packages over 1 month and 1 week. Instead of 1 month, sometimes 1 month is already 4 weeks or 5 weeks. Okay, you can just stick to 5 weeks. Okay, all right. So now, so after your introduction, okay, what will be the next one? Sammy, okay. The infographic depicts the weekly frequency in thousands of three computer packages downloaded from the internet over a period of 5 weeks. Correct. Stephen, the bar chart illustrates the number of times in a week how the three package in a week how the three packages computer packages were downloaded from the internet. Okay. So again, punctuation, don't forget period. Okay. So now, what will be in your overview? What is the highlight? What is the most downloaded computer package in this chart? Okay, Linda, the chart demonstrates the weekly downloads in thousands from computer packages over a period of 5 weeks. Correct. So now, okay, what are the highlights? Okay, Peterson. Okay. The bar graph indicates the number of times per week in thousands that three computer packages were downloaded over a period of 5 weeks. That's correct, but please use proper capitalization, okay? In your IELTS test, do not write in all caps. It looks like you are shouting, okay? So now, okay, again, we are now on the overview. What should be the highlight? What is the most downloaded package according to the bar chart? Okay, as you can see, which one is the most downloaded? ActiveX, correct. Which one is the least? Okay, the list is Net. Okay. So now, based on this bar chart, what can we group together? Which one has a similar pattern? Okay. Which one has a similar pattern? What can we group together? Java and ActiveX. That's correct. So both of them are increasing, okay? And then net is decreasing and increasing. Okay, so ActiveX and Java, we can group them into one body paragraph. So this is the sample. Okay. Okay, so this one is the sample essay. Okay, the bar chart illustrates the download rate per week of ActiveX, Java, and Net computer packages over 5 weeks. So this is your introduction. Okay. Next, this is your overview. Oops, what's happening? Okay, so it can clearly be seen that ActiveX was the most popular computer package while Net was the least popular of the three. So we already grouped them together because ActiveX and Java are similar. We put it into body paragraph 1 and Net should be in body paragraph 2. Okay, so now, okay, to begin with, ActiveX and Java showed similar pattern. So both of them are gradually increasing from week 1 to 5. But, okay, do we need to talk about everything? No. We just talk about the first week, the last week, and any significant week. So the purchase of ActiveX remains significantly higher. So we make comparisons. In week 1, the purchase of ActiveX stood at around 75. Okay. 75,000. Okay. So that is the first week. While those for Java were 30,000 lower. Okay. So we talk about the first week. With the slight exception of a slight fall in week 4, we talk about week 4 because it's an exemption. Okay. Downloading of ActiveX kept rising until it reached a peak of the final week of just over 120,000. Okay, so we talk about the first week, the last week, and any significant week. Okay, so, and Java also increased at a steady rate, finishing at the period of 80,000. Okay. So as you can see, we did not talk about week 2 and 3 because they are insignificant. We just talk about the first week, the last week, and any significant week. Okay. So next, the next one, the product that was downloaded the list was Net. This began slightly under 40,000. So we talk about the first week. Okay. In the next 2 weeks, it reached to a low of 25,000. So we talk about week 3 because it's significant. This one is the um, list. Okay. And then it increased sharply at about 50,000. Okay. So again, look at the pattern. We did not talk about week 2 because it's insignificant. Okay. So we talk about the first week, the last week, and any significant weeks. Okay, is this clear? Okay. So now, let's move to the next one. Okay. What if, okay, there are two bar charts? Yes, you can use peak. It reached to a peak. Okay. So now, what if there are two bar charts? Okay, don't worry about comparing them yet. If they are giving you different information, just go ahead with our organization, like the essay structure. So, intro, overview, and body paragraph 1 and 2. Okay. Okay, so this is the question. The charts below show the main reasons for study among students of different age group and the amount of support they receive from employers. Again, please create an introduction. Okay, I'm giving you 2 minutes. When we paraphrase, we remove below already. Okay, the charts below. Because in reality, your answer sheet does not have a chart below. Okay, you just start with the charts, show, illustrate, depict, gives information. Okay, this one is mine. Okay. The charts depict the primary motivations instead of reason. Primary motivations for studying among students of various age groups and the level of support provided by employers. So instead of amount of support, level of support. Okay. Okay, we the chart the chart illustrates the primary reasons for learning among learners of different age groups and the level of support from employers. Very good. Don't forget the punctuation. Okay. Okay, Magdalene. Okay, the bar graph illustrates why study among pupils of different age groups is of significant and the amount of support they receive from their bosses. It can still be improved. Okay. Naum, the chart gives information about reasons for learning among scholars and the level of support. Okay, that's correct. Peter, okay, Peter, Cynthia, please use proper capitalization. Okay, don't use all caps in your essays. Okay, the charts illustrate without the S major reasons for learning in different age groups and the fund they receive from employers. Correct. Cynthia, the charts illustrates the main reasons for learning among different age groups and the level of support from employers. Right. The bar graphs illustrate the main basis why students study among different age groups and correct. That's correct, Peterson. Irene, the chart illustrates why students from different groups of age get support from their employers while studying. Correct. Lillian, the two bar charts illustrate without S the purpose for studying among learners of different age groups and the support from employers and the support they get from employers. Okay. And Caroline, the charts depict without S because again, this goes for everybody. So if the subject is plural, do not add S in your verb. Okay. The charts depict the aim for studying among learners of different age groups and the level of support from the support they get from their employers. Okay. Correct, Caroline? How about Semi? The charts compare the primary reasons for studying among learners of different age groups and the level of support. Correct. Vida, the charts give, without the S, the charts give information on the level of support they from different employers among different sorry, the charts give information on level of support from different employers among learners of different age group. You forgot to write the reasons for studying. Okay, you have to make sure that both of your graphs should be in your introduction. Okay, so okay, that's a lot already. Now, okay, after the introduction comes your overview. So what can you say about the overview? So who study for career and who study for interest? So based on this chart, okay, we can see that younger people study for career and older people study for interest. Okay. And then who gets the most support from their employers? Okay. So under okay, 26 years old. Okay. So younger people gets the most support while 30 to 39 they are the most self-sufficient. Okay. Okay. So now, okay, this is the sample answer. Okay. The bar charts compare students of different ages in terms of why they are studying and whether they are supported by an employer. So it is clear that the proportion of students who study for career is higher among younger age groups, this one, and the oldest students are more likely to study for interest. Okay, so that's your overview. Intro, overview. So since this one is giving you a different information, so body paragraph 1 will be about the bar chart 1. Bar chart 2 is body paragraph 2. Okay, so we start with a topic sentence. So what is it all about? Okay, the reasons for studying vary among different age groups. So you start with the first group. Okay, so first one, around 80% of students aged under 26 study to further their careers, whereas only 10% study for purely out of interest. The gap between these two proportion narrows as they get older. Okay. And the figures for those in their 40s are the same. So we talk about the 40s because it's significant. Okay, student aged over 49 overwhelmingly study for interest rather than for professional reasons at less than 20%. Okay, so again, like the previous graph, as I've mentioned, just talk about the first, the last, and any significant. Okay, see, we did not talk about 26 to 29 and 30 to 39 because it's not significant. Now, employers tend to support the studies of younger students. Just over 60% of students aged under 26 are supported by their employers. By contrast, the 30 to 39 age group is the most self sufficient, with only 30% giving time off and help with fees. The figures rise slightly for students in their 40s and for those in their 50s. Okay, so is this clear? Any questions or clarifications? Okay. I guess everybody get it already. Okay. Let's have another one. So those are for bar chart. What if it's a pie chart? Okay. So now, okay, please paraphrase the title. The pie charts show the main reasons for migration to and from the UK in 2007. So I'm giving you 2 minutes again. Paraphrase. Please, okay, be mindful of your verbs, okay? I don't want to see shows, illustrates, gives information because there are two pie charts. Your verb must not have an S, okay? And please don't write in all caps. It should be proper capitalization. And put a period, okay? Okay, the infographics compare the reasons why people move in and out of the UK in 2007. Correct. That's great, Sammy. Okay, the pie charts illustrate the main purpose of relocation to and from UK in 2007. Very simple, that's right. The pie chart demonstrate the pie charts demonstrate in percentages why people move in and out of UK. Okay, correct? Peter, the pie charts indicate why people move into and out of UK. Okay? Period. Don't forget everybody, Magdalene, Peter Olela, Peter Onchangu, period. Okay? So, the pie charts indicate why people move into and out UK. Okay? Salma, the pie chart give in but the pie charts with S give information on major reasons why people in the year 2007 move in and out of the United Kingdom. Okay, that's a good one. So the charts illustrate the primary cause of migration within UK in 2007. Okay, where am I already? Okay, so Caroline, the charts compare the key reasons. for migration and emigration. Correct. Good use of terms. Peterson, the data below infographically represented indicates the motives for movement to and from. Okay, that's correct. Cynthia, the charts illustrate, very good, the major reasons why people move in and out. Okay, great job on that. Stephen, the pie charts illustrate major reasons for double going. Double going, you can still improve that term. Double going in and out of the UK. Okay. Grace, the two pie charts below, or remove below. Okay, there's no pie chart below. The two pie charts illustrate without S the indications for relocating to and from the UK. Okay, period. All right, Irene, the pie charts give information on major reasons why people immigrate to and from UK. Period. Okay, don't forget. Naom, the pie charts remove S, give information about the primary reasons for moving to and from the UK. All right. So now, okay, so we're done with the introduction. For the overview, what is the main reason for migration? What can we group together in this pie chart? Vida, the pie charts illustrate why people move to and from the UK. Period. Okay, don't forget. Okay, correct. So now, maybe we can group them together, this pie chart. Job, definite job, and what else? Work, looking for work. So, definite job, looking for work. What else can we group together? No reason stated and others. Okay. Oh, there you go. So as you can see, what is the main reason for migration? It's letter E. Starts with letter E. Job, looking for work, definite job. It's employment. That's correct. So that will be our overview. So the pie charts illustrate the primary reasons that people came to and left the UK. Overall, it is clear that the main factor influencing the decision for migration was employment. So now, okay, having a definite job accounted for 30% of immigration to UK. Okay, so this one 30%. And then we make comparisons. Let's go to the immigration. This one was very similar for immigration at 29%. Okay, so we make comparisons. A large number of people, 22%, also emigrated because they are looking for a job. Though the proportion for this was noticeably lower than less than a fifth. Okay, that is 12%. Less than a fifth. Okay, another major factor influencing a move to UK was formal study, with over a quarter of people immigrating for this reason. So this one, a quarter is 25%. Okay, only a small minority left for this. So now let's talk about the other side. Okay, the proportion for those moving to a family member were quite similar for immigration at and emigration at 15 and 13%. Although a significant number of people who gave other reasons did not give a reason why they emigrated. This accounted for 17% with regards to immigration. Look at that pie chart. Okay. Whenever I read something, I encircle it. As you can see, all of those figures were mentioned. Okay. So in pie charts, every value is important. So we try to incorporate them in your essay structure. So we're not giving any conclusions because this is highly objective. We are just giving descriptions. Okay. So anyway, I hope everybody learned. I hope that this gives you clarity on how to organize your essay, how to make an introduction, how to identify the overview, and how to use this is a statement and give supporting details. Okay. So thank you everybody for attending this writing test one. Okay. I'll see you again next Monday. So do you want to have a homework? Okay. I can give you another one. You can take a screenshot of this and you may answer and submit it to your assigned instructor. All right. That will be all. And have a great day, everyone. Okay. Goodbye, everyone.